Hey folks, welcome to part 3 of the Luthier's Lair series detailing project Boris. A one-off custom build of a bass guitar for a very good customer of mine. And in this part we're probably going to be looking at a fantastic new product. Well, it's not new, it's a product I discovered for finishing, getting that high gloss luster that we're all after in about a tenth of the time. Yeah, it's amazing. And also we'll be getting the centerpiece of the body made up, because I'm still waiting on the black limber wood coming in that makes up the majority of the body. So without much further ado, let's get cracking. So while we're waiting for the headstock to set up, the glue to set up, I'm going to demo this product that I'm thinking of using to actually finish the body of the bass. It's like I said in the first episode, it's Solar Res. I cannot believe it's not a lacquer, you know. Yeah, so we'll have that there, and I'm going to show you quickly how it works. Later on, when we get round to making the body and finishing the body, I'll actually show you it being applied to the body. But what I'm going to do with this, set that aside so I don't get any on the neck here. That's fine. I'm going to pour a tiny little bit on here. Okay, just a tiny little bit on this piece of maple, and I'm going to spread it out a little bit. I'm going to let it flow out just by doing this. You would usually apply it with like a sponge brush or something like that, but you can see that run. See that run in there? Yee. Try not to get any on your hands like I do, like a silly Billy. Okay, actually you should use a sponge brush, but I'm using a shop towel here just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to just lightly spread that out over the wood. Okay. And I'll maybe put a little more on there because I wiped most of it off when I was doing that. The tiny bit, okay, just a tiny bit. Now I'll get a bit of sponge, I think. Demo this properly. Okay, I'll just put that on. You get the idea, okay? Now I'm just going to let that sit a while, like 5 minutes for it to flow out. Then I'll come back and I'll explain how this works. Cool. Okay, I've let it flow out a bit, but this isn't a finished piece of wood, it's not sealed or anything, so it's all kind of uneven, but this will give you the idea. I have this, it is a 385 nanometer ultraviolet flashlight, and it's still sticky, and this stuff doesn't cure unless it's exposed to UV light. Okay, now normally I would put a huge piece of wood covered in this out in the sun to cure, but I'm going to do it with this UV torch because I'm indoors now and it's just for demonstration purposes. And of course the way it works is there's a chemical reaction takes place when you're shining the UV light on it. The act of doing so causes this finish to cure, and cure very rapidly. With the UV torch, it only takes, on this small piece of wood, it'll only take about a minute or so to fully cure, which is a complete game changer. For a full guitar body, I've done experiments and I found it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to cure. So, oh yeah, I actually see it cure, and it kind of levels out too when it's curing. So that's been about a minute, I would think. So look and see. I'm guessing that's nearly about a minute. So switch this off. It's absolutely completely cured, and you can see the sort of glossiness of it. Let's see if I can get it in the light. There you go. Well, whatever way. See that? Very shiny now, and there's the other side of it, not shiny. Okay, that's completely solid now, and I can show you that it's solid by, if I wanted to flat sand it, you start flat sanding it, and when you know something's cured, it will powder up white, and there you go, powdering up beautifully. Now you can go ahead and put more coats on if you want, or you know, go and polish it right there and then. I did do another piece for demonstration purposes. This is a piece of poplar, and you can see there just how shiny that is. This took about 1 minute 30 seconds to cure in direct sunlight at midday in South Florida. There's a lot of UV in South Florida. It may, the results may vary from location to location depending on how much UV you get, but it certainly works. I mean, it's a game changer for me, and build times of course will be drastically reduced because of it. So hope you enjoyed that little segue there. Let's wait for this to dry up and continue with the neck, hopefully. So folks, while I'm waiting on this body blank to be shipped, which has been delayed, I'm going to start making the centre trim anyway. I know the exact dimensions of the blank that's coming to specification. So what's going to be happening here is the centre part of the body is going to be a sandwich of, well, I'll quickly show you. It's going to be a thin maple strip on the outside, which will be cut to size of course, walnut, maple, walnut, and then a thin strip of maple on the other side. Now I'm all ready to cut out the maple, the thin maple strips here on the CNC machine to get the exact dimensions. So I've maybe just a small amount of planing to do afterwards, and then I'll also machine these, because these are 2 inches wide. I need 1.78 inches wide. That's going to be the thickness of the body blank, and that gives me 3/100 of an inch there to work it down to 1.75. That's a bit bold here, I think. It looks like this piece of maple. I might swap that out because, yeah, I've got plenty of maple on hand anyway. This one's a bit bowed. So this comes away, and I will get another piece of maple for the centre piece. But that's the idea, and we'll start by cutting out 2 strips out of this 1.78 inches wide, 1.78 inches wide. So bottom and top I'll be using in this. 2 birds with 1 stone there. And let's see if I've got another bit of maple. It's a bit crappy. Okay, throw my, well done Gary, maple stock here. That's a good one. That'll do. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and start cutting out the centre pieces for the body, and then we'll get them all glued together and sandwiched together, all ready for the body blank coming. Let's go. Okay folks, yeah, I've got a light on here. I've got the centrepiece cut down to the approximate size. I want to leave some thickness on there. The tabs are still on there and stuff, but I'm going to glue this together now, and it's going to look fantastic. That'll be the centrepiece of the body, and the two pieces of black limber will be sandwiched onto this after the fact. Whenever it comes in, I'm going to have to get onto these guys. Grr. So, you know, this will all get clamped and glued together. As you can see, it's nice variation in colour there as well. It's really quite spectacular looking, and that's what we'll go with. Yeah, looks quite good. Yep. So that's it. And that's outstanding. I like the back of it. I'm going to make this the front, I think. Another side the back. And then once this is set and dry, I'll plane this to the appropriate dimension and then sand it up, and we should be good to go for the centrepiece. It's going to look good. I think it's going to look very good. Oops. There you go. Right. So, yeah. Brilliant. Good fun. Motto bungee, good fun, right? Again, sorry for the noise. I have the climate controlling on in here. Yeah. So, these are the glue faces. There, 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 and that's it. Because this one will come up like that. Okay. So it's just the 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. Just remember not to glue that one. Yes. And we're just gonna, we'll put a bead of glue on here and down there, and we'll just brush it on and smooth it out with a foam brush. And of course it's going to be Titebond Ultra that does the job here. Ultimate, I should say. Keep on saying Ultra. Why is that? Anyway, you know what I mean. So we'll show you gluing this up, probably in a bit of time lapse, and clamping it together. So let's get about the business. Well, that's it for part 3. Hope you enjoyed that. It was that solar res stuff is amazing, isn't it? It's incredible. Anyway, like I say, that's all for part 3. Part 4, we're probably going to be starting on the fingerboard and getting the dot inlays all sort of positioned, ready to install red LEDs. Going to be a nice one, this. So until then, thank you very much for watching, by the way, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It really helps me out. You know, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell for further uploads that I'll be doing. Until then, as usual, stay safe, be good, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers folks, bye bye.